This is Andy Purwell for Boxing Social in association with Betfred, and I'm delighted to be joined by the new British light heavyweight champion, Shakan Peters. Shak, how are you feeling? How are you doing?
I'm all good, man. You? How about you? How's things yourself?
Everything's been good, mate. Everything's been good. Obviously, it's good for us to finally catch up on the back of your success last weekend. How does it feel to hear those words, and the new, and to have that British title around your shoulders now?
Yeah, it's good, man. Obviously, I always go into a fight expecting to win and to deliver, and obviously that's what I've done. And but it feels good to obviously win the British title. Last year, this time it was the English. Now to top it with the British, it's a good feeling, definitely.
We had a brief chat this morning, and look, I've covered your career from the first fight up until now. I actually think that
Yeah,
Saturday may have been the first fight I haven't actually been able to go to, and there's obviously been
yeah,
reasons behind closed doors.
yeah.
I remember when you started out, you had a lot of critics, a lot of people questioning where you'd be able to go. Do you feel kind of relieved, or not necessarily relieved, but like you've been able to justify to everybody just how good you are?
You know what it is? My career isn't determined by critics or what anyone wants to say. As long as I'm happy in myself, my team's happy in, what I'm doing in training and in fights, and obviously my promoter, Mick Hennessy, then that's all the people that matters to me. Whether you're doing good or bad, people are always going to have something to say anyway. But I'm sure it's made a lot of people see a more, because every fight for me is different. I fight, when I fought Spellman, I was switching, I was doing so many different things, and it was a good learning fight for me. But this fight was a more controlled, reserved me. You know what I mean? I was very patient. So like I adjust to whoever's in front of me. But yeah, I'm not fussed about what people want to say. Obviously good feedback is always good feedback. I appreciate all those comments, but I'm not gonna I don't focus on what I can't control, and I can't control what the public want to say. But I like to feel I'm likable. I've not done anyone no wrong or anything. I just continue to dedicate myself to the sport and, deliver the best me on fight nights and train hard in training.
Let's get into this past weekend, and obviously your bout with Chad, a comfortable unanimous decision victory. Just reflect on the fight for me though, Shaka. What's your thoughts on it now you can look back?
Yeah, obviously Chad was meant to be, and I'm sure he still is. I'm not discrediting him. He's a tough opponent. You know, uh, he's been fighting all his life. Of course, he was a world kickboxing champion. His dad's, was a fighter. All his brothers are fighters. So I went in the ring expecting a tear up. To be fair, I thought it was gonna, especially for what's at stake and what was said. They did say a lot in the build up, so I was expecting a big tear up, but it was a comfortable win for me in the end. I won it big, but not discrediting Chad. He'll come back again. He's got a good team behind him. His dad did say one or two things though, which was a bit like, a bit forward. You know what I mean? He was saying about obviously my confidence. I'm a confident fighter anyway, so he was like, oh, I don't know where he gets his confidence from. What has he achieved? What has he won? I think that was a bit disrespectful on his part as a trainer, but hey, I get it. You know what I mean? Like his thingy, he's always gonna back his boy, and by all means, he's always gonna back his boy. So I can't obviously take certain things away, but I did go in that fight, and obviously thinking with certain things in my head, and I thought, okay, I really got to win this big and show them what I'm about and why I'm this overhyped person, as they said. And that's what I've done. I believe I delivered on the job. But like I said, I'm sure he'll come back. I did thought it would have been a tougher fight, but I made it easier on my part, and that ain't no disrespect to him. I just was on my game, and yeah, I look forward to the next one, man.
I was going to say, when you was in the ring with him, you mentioned you was expecting more of a tear up. Was
Yeah.
it surprised to you that it didn't go that way, especially as after the first few rounds? Was you kind of anticipating a switch up in the mentality at some point?
I think I broke him mentally, to be fair. I think he was frustrated that he couldn't get in or land. And then when I caught him with a big shot in round 2, I think he was hesitant. He was questioning himself whether he wants to come in, whether he wants to box. So he was just in the situation. you know, in a scenario, thinking every time he was coming in that he was getting clipped. And yeah, what they were trying to do wasn't really working. But again, he'll come back. He'll definitely come back strong from as young as 26, and I'm sure he may have faced these kind of things in kickboxing or whatever it is before, and he'll learn from it and come on to, you know, fight again and probably get a title in a different way or whatever it may be. But he'll come back, I'm sure. That's boxing.
We know Craig Richards is your mandatory. Is there any movement with regards to that? Do you expect Craig to make good of that, or do you think Craig will move on to a different fight?
I'm not sure. Again, you know, how Craig and his team manage his career, it's up to them. I mean, for me, it would have happened ages ago. He's due to have. He's still mandatory, so I'm not sure if they'd want to take it. If they do want to take it, good. You know, good dues. If not, then we just carry on moving on to the next person who we believe, you know, who's top of that ladder, who we can offer the British title shot to. So that's where it would go. I'm not obviously here to watch Craig or chase Craig. I don't chase any fighter. I never call out any fighter. I never chase any fighter. If the fight's going to happen, it will happen. He's got his mandatory. We're happy to give him that as soon as possible. So yeah, we'll see if it's going to happen or not. But again, it takes two to make a fight, and it like I can't get someone in the ring who's going to choose a different route or who wants to do something else in their career path. It's totally up to their team. Mick Hennessy's been open about it and said straight away after the interview that we'll be pursuing the mandatory because obviously, of course, I want to defend the title, and I'd love to be out before the year's up. I can be out before the year's up, so we'll see.
I was going to say, moving forwards, you know, you're going to have kind of a target on your head now. A lot of people will be looking to face you, get their own hands on the British title.
Mm-hmm.
Away from Craig, is there anybody else who you've kind of got your eye on who does tickle your fancy at all?
I'm not honestly fussed. I just want to be involved in good fights, whoever it may be. I'm honestly not fussed. I don't look or call out any boxer, but I do want to be in good fights. I know that, and I do want to. I would rather defend with good names. You know, I'd rather defend with good names than something where it's going to be, you know, moving forward for me. It's going to benefit myself and my team as well. So whether that's someone without a belt or someone with a belt, I'm not bothered. I just want to be involved in good fights and, you know, keep moving forward for sure.
Whilst you hold the title, do you want to win it outright?
Yeah, I definitely do. Unless something bigger comes ahead, I definitely like to win it outright. It's a beautiful bout, but I've still got a lot of learning. I am learning on the job, as I say. I'm open about that, and I'm only going to keep getting better in my fights. So of course, there is a lot more, you know, domestic fights out there for myself, which will do me good before trying to move up, you know, rush to European level or whatever it is. We're gonna obviously, you know, probably stay on the domestic scene a bit longer and things like that, and then we'll see from there. But you know, I am still working and learning on the job, as I say, and yeah, I'll probably look to defend it outright. It's a beautiful bout. It'd be nice to put in my trophy cabinet and you know, move on from there with more bouts.
I know the announcement came officially a few weeks back, but you have signed with Mick Hennessy, as you mentioned earlier on in this interview. Just to quickly
Yeah.
touch on that, how kind of relieved are you to have a promoter behind you now, one of the bigger promoters in the UK behind you to kind of guide your career?
It's brilliant, man. I mean, obviously we had spoken to other promoters over the past throughout my career, and Mick Hennessy just matches everything for us as a team. The work is done, like I said, with Carl Froch, Tyson Fury, you know, many people who've been on the Channel 5 terrestrial TV roster. It's brilliant. So I'm glad he's in a position where he wants to come back and he's putting his all into myself. All the other boxers who's got on there, he's putting on great shows for the few free viewers, and it's a relief for me, yeah, of course, to have a home, to have a promoter behind me, someone who believes in me and backs me, and it's only going to do me and my team better, for sure. You know, going down the long run, he's easy to connect to, he's easy to talk to, he's got a plan, he's got a good route for me, and I'm being guided very good. Not easily, but I'm being guided very good. And I think with himself and my team, there's just no stopping us. You know, we're gonna definitely reach new heights and good heights.
Shaq, just to move away from stuff, I just want to get your thoughts on a few other things. Obviously, we know you've shared the ring with Dexter Spellman previously,
Yeah.
the fight, and then in sparring since. He's just had his fight announced with Anthony Yard. He lost to Lyndon Arthur in his last fight.
Mm.
What do you make of his clash with Anthony Yard, though?
I think it's a good move for him at the end of the day. Deck's someone who he doesn't turn down a fight. You know, he doesn't. He's someone that is game for anyone. He'll fight anyone. I'm sure he'll probably fight a heavyweight if he had to, and the money's right. You know what I mean? Deck's a true fighting person. So I think for himself and his team, it's a good fight for them to have. He's a strong, come forward fighter. It's good, obviously, for Yard as well. You know, because Deck. One thing with Deck will try and put it on him, and you know, try and see what he can do. Obviously, Lyndon Arthur is a classy boxer. A classy boxer will always kind of keep him at bay. You know what I mean? And that pinging will frustrate him. But Yard, I'm sure will try and go for the knockout and probably be involved in the fight as well with Deck. So it's going to be an interesting one to watch. You know what I mean? I'm going to definitely be watching it. And I wish Deck all the best. At the end of the day, he's a likable person. I do like the guy in boxing. And, you know, we'll see what he can do on the day.
And the final thing, just to touch on, I'm sure your good friend Dean Whyte wasn't a happy man on Sunday morning, despite your successes the night before, as his brother got stopped by Alexander Povetkin in stunning fashion on the Saturday as well, on the matchroom card. What, just to touch on that, what was your thoughts? If you've seen it, obviously, Dillian Whyte's defeat to Alexander Povetkin.
Yeah, I spoke to him. Funny enough, I spoke to Dean yesterday. Man, we was on the phone. He still seems in good spirit. He's always like that, whether things are going bad or things are going good. Dean just, you know, he's always in good high spirit. You know what I mean? Our banter levels are still there, and you know, we've got a good relationship like that. You know what I mean? I actually watched the Dillian Whyte fight. On when was it?
Saturday was a fight.
Probably Saturday. I think I watched it on Wednesday. Yeah. So for the first time, I watched it on Wednesday. He was boxing really good. He was boxing really, really good. I couldn't fault things what he was doing. His jab was sharp. You know, he's landing the body, he's working the body. I think his tactics were very good, very right, for what he was doing. And he was hurting Povetkin. Obviously, knocked him down twice. But I just think Povetkin, that jab slip, it's the ones you don't see coming. And that's what landed on him and got him. But look, he'll come back from that. You know, Dillon is a real fighting man. He'll definitely come back. And I half feel sorry for him, to be fair, because I don't know why he's not had his shot ages ago. You know, he's been in how many competitive hard fights. He's been in so many hard fights. Just give the man his shot. You know what I mean? And all the time, countlessly, he's been put in with these tough guys. And it's always every fight. The last how many 3 or 4 fights? Oh yeah, you win this one, you're gonna get a shot. You win this one, you're mandatory. You can't be mandatory for so long, and then this guy just comes along, and it's hard to say. It's not a lucky punch, of course it's not, but it's a punch that's gonna cost him his mandatory, and he ain't gonna be waiting 3-4 years. Povetkin, he'll probably get it next month. You know what I mean? So I think it's been a bit hard done by there, and something should have been done ages ago. Something needs to be done where he gets his shot, you know what I mean? Because fair is fair. If he's had so many competitive battles, that should have probably just been a normal bout. And then, but I get it, like, you know, the stage where he's at now, it's never going to be a normal bout. Obviously, Povetkin's team, what is he, 41? He's getting older, so they're going to want to, 44?
40.
40, okay, yeah, so he's 40. So he's going to obviously want some kind of opportunity to have some light at the end of the tunnel. So understandably, I understand that. But yeah, I'm gutted for him. He's boxing good. But Dean's all right. Spoke to him, and I'm sure Dillon will be up for the rematch to make things right and go on to claim what he deserves, really, because he does deserve it.
Shaq, just before we let you go, just a final kind of question. How did you celebrate your victory the past weekend?
So literally the past weekend, I think I went because a lot of my fans are watching it in Argila. So Argila's a lounge, so they were just there. They're watching it on the screens there. I went back, and it's just been more me taking pictures with the bout with family and friends and everyone, and obviously loads of media stuff on now. But I literally went back to my house and just like celebrated with close family and friends, and just had a little quiet drink and just chilled and things like that. Might go on holiday in a couple of weeks' time, and that's about it. But for me, I'll be back in the gym again soon. As you said, I've got a target on my head now, and people are going to want to fight me. So it's important for me to stay on my game and work even harder to defend the bout, because people are going to be coming like it's their career fight. Having this bout is a career changing experience. You know what I mean? Everything goes up. So of course people are going to want to take it from me, and I ain't going to let them take it from me.
Final message to everybody else. Shaq, what would you like to say to everyone who tuned in to watch you on this past weekend?
Yeah, just thanks to everyone, man, for watching. Thanks to everyone tuning in. There's a lot more to come, obviously. I hope to be out before the end of the year. And the amount of messages I've got on support from everyone is crazy. I'll try and get back to everyone as well on messages. So everyone who has messaged me, I'm grateful for. I will get back to you when I can. And just keep following my journey for sure. And there's a lot more big things to come.
Shaq, it's been a pleasure to catch up with you as always. I'll see you soon, and I will leave you to go inside to see your mother now.
Yeah,
Perched up outside. Appreciate your time as always, mate, and thank you for speaking to Boxing Social.
Anytime, Andy, man. Respect. Thanks for having me on.